Magnus has a friend who was also his second, Mr. Daniel Dubov, who clearly does not show any signs of respect towards you. So my question is, why do you keep challenging or accepting, let's say, accepting his challenges?
Well,
you trying like to prove him something?
The first match, well, the context is that in the Rapper Blitz in New York, he didn't show up to the game.
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to say the reason. And then after the final, he sent this Instagram post challenging me to a match. After he didn't show up to the game, I challenged him, and then he came back with a match offer after the end of the tournament. And then when I was going to play the Airfloat Open, I thought it would be a convenient time to play against him. Daniel is a bit of a weird person because he can be extremely nice and respectful, and then he would just say something absolutely insane. Like no awareness, or like, for example, before the match, we met at some shisha bar, and like everything is friendly, and then he just starts behaving like a child, like saying very extremely rude things. Like I was trying to maintain a modicum of respect, and then, you know, during the match, as I was leaving the match, he said, oh, he's going to the strip club, which was very weird. And then during the second match, he was proclaiming that after he won the second match, he was going to go celebrate at the strip club. And then he also, like, in the second match, he invited some friends who got incredibly drunk and weren't behaving so properly. So he also called the match a clown show, didn't shake my hand. So I don't really think that I have done anything to provoke that. So his behavior has been not the best from my perspective.
So in that exact moment, he did not handshake, and that was another.
And he said the clown show's over. It's
yeah.
just. First of all, I never was even rude to him. I tried to be respectful. I don't want to combat like drama with drama. Like, it'd be nice to have a resolution. Because for me, the match with Dubov was not really about a grudge or about proving something. He's just a very good chess player who I wanted to play against and to learn and to take the experience to help further my chess career. So it was a great experience playing the match, but like his behavior was very, very questionable.
Yes, which leads us to the question, why did you do another match after that incident?
Well, I lost the match quite narrowly, so of course I wanted to redeem myself. And I could put whatever childish behavior aside. To me, winning is the main priority. I'm used to, I guess, childish chess players, you know. Although I'm the one that gets reputation of misbehaving, when in reality, I'm mainly just sort of reacting to my opponents.
The Sinquefield Cup, obviously, changed your life forever. You beat Magnus, and then came the cheating allegations. Were there positive things that came from that whole spur of events?
To be honest, the premise of that question shows a lack of perspective, because I think it's just a very stupid, not to be rude, but to try and like belittle the seriousness and the damage that had, to try and make it sound like I'm happy about it. To me, it's incredibly insensitive, because I was 19 years old at the time, and I had the entire world crashing down on me. I had my entire life ruined, right? And only because of my sort of perspicacious and perseverance and my ability to fight through that have I survived. But I assure you that if this happened to any other player, they would have quit chess. They would have never shown up. So I really find the narrative that I was somehow happy that I'm so famous, that I'm so revered, and that narrative is so ridiculous, because, you know, there are also personal things going on in my life that were incredibly difficult. So, you know, I do not look back on any or look forward to any, let's say, supposed benefit with any level of happiness or joy, because in reality, what happened to me was you know, the greatest injustice in let's say modern chess history.
But just looking at your life, fast forward now, where you're at your life, you're a businessman, you're like a very famous, like probably one of the most influential and famous chess players in the world right now.
But that's because of my strength as a chess player, not because, like, people think that I had no role in artificially creating what happened, right? And even the fact that this is a topic 3 years later is incredibly distracting to my focus on the merits and of proving my actual chess skills. So the fact that I now have a company that has raised a lot of money is because of my merits as a chess player, and the fact that I was able to persuade investors to believe in my mission. The fact that there is a Netflix documentary and an A24 movie is the unfortunate product of a PR-created scandal that was designed to destroy a 19-year-old kid's life. So while people in modern society who are obsessed with views and clicks and attention and the attention-based economy, they might view my life as such a gift. Oh, how lucky I am to be famous. But in reality, it means absolutely nothing to me. My dedication to the game of chess supersedes all and any ambitions of financial, fame. All of this, it means nothing. And living your life in pursuit of those things and to be fulfilled of those things is a vapid life. And to me, the most fulfilling part of my chess career is not when there is drama, and although I have unfortunately been at the center of controversies, if you look at the detailed and the context of these things, it's actually me defending myself against further attacks. So if you want to look at the damage that was done to my chess career, it's undeniable. So I see the position I am now as a product of my hard work and sacrifice, not as a product of what Elon Musk tweets.
So, St. Louis Chess Club has the biggest hub for elite chess players, super important place for American chess. Obviously, it's very hard to be a pro chess player in America without having invitations from St. Louis. So the incident that happened there alluded to you doing certain damages at the hotel room, and then you publicly.
So let's clarify one thing.
Yeah.
So the hotel incident, we should clarify that I was not receiving invitations before that happened. So you should understand that. Again, there's nuance here that most people don't have the background. From 2022, I played the Sinquefield Cup, and then I played the U.S. Championship, and then I played the Fall Chess Classic. The U.S. Championship, they have to invite me to. The Fall Chess Classic was already agreed upon before the Sinquefield Cup. Now, the hotel incident happened in October of 2023. So that is a 1-year period where I was not invited to any classics. I was not invited to the American Cup. And actually, before the U.S. Championship, they wouldn't even respond to an email of mine. So this notion that the hotel has anything to do with the blacklisting is false, even in their following their logical perspective, because it was in place before that. So the unfortunate happened in the hotel. First of all, St. Louis was not concerned about the private actions of Alejandro Ramirez when he was their top employee, and were they so concerned about what Alejandro was doing in that hotel room or what he was doing on their property? So, as their highest paid employee, Irina Krush gave an interview where she said she kicked a hole in the wall, and they paid for it. Eric Hansen has said multiple times he's done a lot of damage to that hotel, and nothing happened. Not only did I pay a $5,000 fine, it gets even worse to the fact that after all of this happened, they were so happy because they realized that this was their excuse to now exclude me from the tournaments. Now you may ask, so I reached out to the hotel. In the hotel, I apologized profusely. I paid a $5,000 fine, which is quite excessive for the damage that was caused. And the hotel was ready to unban me and let me back. But the hotel manager said, I just need to get confirmation. And then he said, I have 99% confirmation. Tomorrow, I'll send you an email in writing welcoming you back to the hotel. Of course, he calls St. Louis Chess Club. And what do you think they say? He asked them, well, let's unban him. They said, well, you know what? If you unban him, then where is our excuse to blacklist Hans Niemann? So after saying that he's about to unban me, the next day he says, I'm so sorry, you're banned for life. Journalists reached out to the hotel, no comment, speak to the club. Journalists would reach out to the club and they'll give no answer. So to me, what's happening with St. Louis has been a great injustice and quite lacking in any patriotic feelings towards supporting American players. So
you don't know the reason why they have their motives?
Of course, the reason is clear. They want Magnus to participate in the Grand Chess Tour. He stopped playing in the Grand Chess Tour after Single Cup. They want Hikaru to play in their tournaments. Well, of course, if they had the choice, they wouldn't play with me. And they've said that themselves multiple times.
So according to you, this is they're acting so based on Magnus and
Yes.
Hikaru's
Well, thankfully in freestyle, they
preferences.
don't. They're meritocratic, and they invite me. But St. Louis doesn't have the same perspective. Why else, for example, they had a tournament in the American Cup where they invited a 26-30 player instead of me. But again, this drama is not productive, but it's something that should be clarified for the record.
Yeah, and just to clarify, other tournaments worldwide, the same conscious effort of all those chess players?
There was one
isn't-
tournament I played in the Gashima Memorial where 5 players signed a letter to kick me out of the tournament after I was already confirmed. And I was removed a week before. I had detailed logistic book. And it was not even, and the reason they gave was it was so stupid. And then I was in another tournament, the Chennai Grandmasters. I was invited, confirmed, about to apply for my visa. They said, I'm sorry, you can't play. It's against FIDE rules. I could file an ethics complaint.
Have you?
No, because I don't want more, I don't want, like, I just want to play chess. If you invite someone to a tournament and it's a violation of contract. But I chose not to do anything because I don't want to, I just want to play chess.